Hey everyone, today we're talking about factories. Now you might picture this noisy, kind of clunky place, right? But behind all that noise, something amazing is happening. Factories are starting to think. We're going to dive into the hidden intelligence that's completely changing how everything gets made, from your phone to your running shoes.
So, let's just start with a simple question. What does a modern factory actually worry about day to day? If you think the answer is just, hey, let's make more stuff, well, you're about to see how much more complex and frankly, way more interesting the reality has become.
In this slide, this says it all. The old factory model was simple. Just make more. Crank out as many widgets as you can. But the smart factory today? Whoa, it's a whole different ballgame. It has to be faster, cheaper, more sustainable, and deliver perfect quality, all at the exact same time. This isn't just a small tweak, it's a complete revolution in how they think.
So, that new reality brings us to the first massive challenge, the efficiency puzzle. And we're not just talking about saving a few bucks here and there. No, this is a full-on, relentless war against every single kind of waste you can imagine.
And just look at this table. This isn't one simple fight. It's a bunch of battles happening all at once. You've got factories trying to optimize for energy savings, for carbon efficiency, while also cutting material costs. And they're even trying to measure and control the complexity of their own systems. Every little piece of the puzzle has to fit perfectly.
And this obsession with efficiency now includes sustainability, big time. Using a process they call life cycle assessment, or LCA, factories are now baking environmental thinking into a product right from the get-go. So from the very first design sketch to the final thing that ships out, its environmental impact is being calculated and tweaked every single step of the way.
Okay, so you've planned everything perfectly. You've got this beautiful, efficient puzzle all laid out. And then, reality hits. This brings us to the second giant challenge for the thinking factory, what I like to call the chaos factor. This is all about trying to tame the unpredictable.
And this, right here, just nails it. This is the core truth of running any complex operation. Your plan might look amazing on a spreadsheet, but the factory floor, it's a living, breathing, messy place where things almost never go exactly as planned.
So what's stirring up all this chaos? Well, research points to a few usual suspects. You've got things like machines breaking down without warning, or not knowing when your supplies will show up or when customers will place orders. And then there's this really tricky one called bottleneck drift. That's when the biggest traffic jam in your production line just keeps moving around.
And that's what makes bottleneck drift such a nightmare. The problem won't stay put, it moves. Think of it like a surprise traffic jam that keeps popping up on different highways. At 9 a.m., the whole line is backed up at the welding station. Okay, you fix that. But by 1 p.m., the jam has moved over to the painting booth. By the end of the day, it's messing things up in final assembly. It's like playing a game of whack-a-mole, and it's a huge waste of time and energy.
So you've got this efficiency puzzle on one hand and this total chaos factor on the other. How in the world do you solve both at the same time? Well, you build a brain. And this is where we get into the really cool stuff. The smart toolkit that's totally changing how decisions are made.
At the very core of this brain is something called a decision support system, or DSS. You can just think of it as the factory's own super-powered GPS. It sucks in massive amounts of real-time data, runs it through all these complex models, and then gives managers clear directions on how to navigate the messy reality of the factory floor. It helps them make the absolute best choice in any given moment.
But, a GPS is pretty useless if it doesn't know where the car is, right? That's where cyber-physical systems come in. This is the factory's nervous system. It's what connects that digital brain directly to the physical machines. So now the factory can actually feel what's happening on the line in real time and react in a split second.
And the difference this makes, it's just night and day. Before, you had experienced managers making schedules. It was slow, kind of based on gut feel, and mostly reactive. You were always fixing problems after they happened. Now, AI-led scheduling is incredibly fast, it's purely driven by data, and, this is the magic part, it's predictive. It can see that bottleneck drift coming and reroute everything before the traffic jam even starts.
And all of this is leading to something that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction, the intelligent machine. We're talking about machines that have self-perception. They know their own health and status. They can plan their own work, they have fault tolerance, so they can handle errors without shutting down. And they can cooperate with other machines, almost like a team of robots working together. This isn't a movie plot. This is the actual goal of modern manufacturing.
Okay, so this is all really cool high-tech stuff happening inside the factory. But why should you care? Why does any of this matter to us? Well, because all of this intelligence on the factory floor translates directly into better products showing up at your front door.
And you can actually measure the impact. The research shows these smart systems have a huge effect on what really matters to both customers and businesses. They help improve customer service, they slash inventory costs, and they make the entire production flow so much smoother.
This quote from the research really captures the grand vision, the ultimate dream. The goal isn't just to react faster. It's to create a system with self-diagnosis and prognosis. What does that mean? It means a factory that can diagnose its own problems and predict its own future failures before they even happen. A factory that can, in a way, heal itself.
And here it is, the most direct benefit for you, customization. All of this new intelligence is what lets a factory handle low-volume, high-mix orders. Now that's just industry jargon for making a huge variety of different products, but in small batches. It's the reason you can go online and customize your sneakers, or your car, or your laptop, and still get it delivered quickly, without it costing a fortune.
So you can see where all of this is going, right? It's a totally fascinating new chapter in how we make, well, everything. So as we start to wrap this up, let's just think for a second about what could be next for the factory that thinks. If there is one single thing you take away from all of this, let it be this. Modern manufacturing is just a constant battle against complexity, chaos, and waste. And in that battle, real-time data, crunched by an intelligent system, has become the ultimate weapon.
And that just leaves us with one last, kind of mind-bending thought. We've built factories, a brain, to help them think. So the question now is, what will they dream of next?